Hello, gentlemen. Let me start with a question. Have we ever asked ourselves whether the way we've been doing things all this time is truly bringing the satisfaction we expect? Now, many of you might think you've got it all figured out, but what if I told you that the habits you've built over the years might actually be reducing sensitivity, dulling the pleasure you once had, and even affecting your overall health? Don't be alarmed, you're not alone in this. Many men are unknowingly making the same simple yet serious mistakes without realizing it. And if I can be blunt, very few people ever talk about this. But today, I want us to break that silence. I'm going to share with you the 6 biggest mistakes most men make when it comes to this topic. And I promise, at least one of these will surprise you. Trust me. By the end of this conversation, you won't just understand what's holding you back, but you'll also discover a whole new level of pleasure, along with newfound confidence and control over your body like never before. And I really hope you'll stick around until the end, because the final mistake, from my experience, is something almost all of us unknowingly do. This is your chance to break free from that cycle. If you're ready to take control of your pleasure, confidence, and health, go ahead and hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. This is a conversation every man needs to hear, and don't forget to share your thoughts in the comments. Let me know what surprised you the most. Now, let's get started. Mistake 1. The misconception of holding semen to boost health. Gentlemen, I know many of us have heard or even believed in the common idea that abstaining from ejaculation will make men stronger, increase testosterone, improve focus, and enhance overall health. Some of us might even follow advice from influencers on social media or spiritual groups who claim that holding on to semen unlocks hidden energy within the body. But let me be clear, science does not fully support this belief. Studies have shown that abstaining from ejaculation does not significantly or sustainably increase testosterone levels. Any changes that occur are only temporary, and levels will return to normal quickly. In fact, this suppression can sometimes cause the body to enter a state of stress, leading to poor sleep and irritability. Furthermore, long-term retention of semen puts pressure on the prostate, causing a buildup of waste products, which may lead to undesirable issues such as painful urination or difficulty urinating. On the other hand, regular and healthy ejaculation in accordance with your body's needs has been proven to be beneficial for your health. Some studies even suggest that it can reduce the risk of prostate cancer and improve overall health. Let me share a story with you. Mr. Johnson, a 52-year-old man I know, once believed wholeheartedly in abstaining from ejaculation. For 5 years, he hoped this practice would help him focus better and become healthier. But the result was the opposite. He felt more stressed, his sleep quality worsened, and he became more easily irritable. Eventually, he decided to return to a more balanced masturbation routine, and the results were striking. His mood improved significantly, he slept better, and he felt much more comfortable with himself. This shows that the idea of holding semen to make you stronger is simply a myth. Masturbation and ejaculation, when done in a healthy and balanced way, are not only natural but also a vital part of maintaining the body's balance and health. The most important thing is to listen to your body and respond to its needs in a reasonable and gentle manner, without forcing yourself into false beliefs. Mistake 2. The grip that dulls your sensitivity. Gentlemen, I want to talk about a habit that many of us don't even notice, but it can have a huge impact on our pleasure over time. It's the way we gripping too tightly, moving at the same speed, and following the same routine every time we masturbate. At first, this might feel easy and quick, But if we repeat this over the years, the body becomes accustomed to just one type of stimulation. And this is exactly why our sensitivity tends to decrease over time. When we apply too much force, the nerves in our sensitive areas can become less responsive. Over time, it becomes harder to reach climax, and the natural touch from our partners, gentle and more intuitive, no longer provides the same level of pleasure. In medical terms, this is called death grip syndrome, a condition where the body only reacts to a specific form of friction, rejecting all other types of touch. To make this clear, let me share a real-life story. Mr. Vuong, 60 years old, came to see me feeling deeply frustrated. While he still loved his wife and had a good marriage, their intimate life had become rather dull. For decades, he'd gotten used to applying a lot of force when masturbating, which unknowingly programmed his body to feel pleasure only in that specific way. The result? His intimate moments with his wife no longer felt as enjoyable, and reaching climax became increasingly difficult. What he didn't realize was that his body had adapted to a specific kind of pressure, making every other type of touch feel less stimulating. With the right support, Mr. Vuong began a process to help his body regain its sensitivity. He learned to change his grip, reduce the force, experiment with different strokes, and even started using condoms while masturbating to mimic the sensation of real intercourse. After 3 months of consistent effort, he noticed a significant difference. His body began to wake up again, and his intimacy with his wife became deeper and much more fulfilling. So, what does this mean for you? If you've been using the same grip or routine for a long time, your body will adapt to that, and you'll gradually lose the ability to respond to other forms of stimulation. That's why it's important to change things up and refresh your approach. Try being gentler, switch up your rhythm, and explore different techniques. These small changes will help your body maintain sensitivity and keep your pleasure natural and lasting. Mistake 3, rushing and being careless with self-care. Gentlemen, let's be real. For many of us, masturbation has become something quick and mechanical, almost like it's just a box to check off rather than an opportunity to really connect with our bodies. Sometimes this rush comes from stress, pressure, or even lingering feelings of guilt from the past. But when we're hasty about it, we're missing out on a chance to experience true, deep pleasure. If you've ever rushed through it, not really paying attention to the sensations or every movement of your body, then it's time to reflect on that. That lack of connection can make the experience feel shallow, and it can even affect your ability to enjoy and control pleasure with a partner later on. Here's the problem. When the body gets used to quick release, it tends to respond the same way every time. This can lead to premature ejaculation, reduced sensitivity, and intimacy starting to feel rushed, emotionless. Plus, focusing only on the end result causes you to miss the chance to truly understand yourself, to discover what excites you, what helps you relax. Let me share a story that might help. Mr. Lee, a 55-year-old man, grew up in a very strict family. From a young age, he learned to do it fast and discreetly whenever he masturbated, afraid of being caught. Over time, this became such a deep habit that it stuck with him for years. When he reached middle age, despite still loving his partner, he felt that intimacy lacked real connection. He lost focus easily and struggled to maintain emotional engagement. After going through some guided exercises, Mr. Lee started to make a change. He learned to slow down, focus on his breathing, and really feel every touch and movement of his body with awareness and gentleness. No longer did he see masturbation as something to just get it over with. but rather as an opportunity to relax and listen to his body. After just a few weeks, he noticed a huge difference. Pleasure became deeper, emotions were fuller, and intimacy with his wife felt more natural and complete. So, what's the takeaway here? Masturbation doesn't need to be something to rush through or feel ashamed of. It can be a form of self-care, gentle, mindful, and good for both your body and mind. When you allow yourself to slow down, be present, and really enjoy each moment, not only will pleasure feel more intense, but you'll also build a healthier relationship with yourself and your partner. Mistake 4: focusing only on one area and ignoring other pleasure zones. Gentlemen, let's talk about something many of us do without thinking twice: focusing all our attention on one spot, specifically the penis, during masturbation. Now, I get it. From a biological standpoint, it makes sense. That's where most of the sensation comes from. But here's the problem. By concentrating on just one familiar area, we're missing out on a whole world of pleasure that our bodies are capable of. The human body has so many sensitive spots, areas rich with nerve endings, that when properly stimulated can bring about powerful pleasure. When we focus solely on one point, we not only make the experience a bit monotonous, but we also reduce the natural sensitivity of the rest of the body. And this isn't just about your solo play. It can impact your intimacy with your partner too. Why is this important? Because when we ignore these other sensitive zones, we limit ourselves. We're not tapping into the full potential of what our bodies can feel. This can lead to a rigid routine that makes sex less exciting and less fulfilling. Let me share a real-life story. Mr. Min, 58 years old, had gotten into the habit of masturbating just to quickly release. He'd always focus on the most obvious part and never considered exploring other areas. Over time, he realized that his pleasure wasn't as intense as before. His body wasn't responding as strongly, and even intimacy with his wife lacked vitality. When I suggested he try expanding his range of stimulation, like teasing the nipples, the inner thighs, or gently massaging the perineum, he was a little hesitant at first, but once he tried it, he was blown away by how his body responded. He regained sensitivity, experienced more intense orgasms, and found his intimate moments with his wife much more exciting. So, what does this tell us? Our bodies can experience pleasure in more places than we realize. When you step outside of your usual routine and open yourself up to new experiences, you don't just increase sensitivity. You help your body and mind reconnect in a richer, more harmonious way. Try exploring those often overlooked areas like the chest, inner thighs, lower abdomen, or the neck and shoulders. Places that can deliver subtle yet surprising sensations. Your body isn't just a tool, it's a musical instrument waiting to be played properly. Don't limit yourself. When you learn to listen to your body, you'll discover a whole new world of deep, rich emotions, full of connection and meaning. Mistake 5: using the wrong type of lubricant, a small issue with big consequences. Many gentlemen, when taking care of themselves, don't pay much attention to the type of lubricant they use. Some might use whatever is nearby: body lotion, soap, or sometimes nothing at all. These choices may seem harmless at first glance, but over time, they can lead to irritation, dry skin, loss of sensation, and a decrease in comfort and pleasure. In reality, choosing the right lubricant is more important than you might think. When you have the right amount of slickness, the experience becomes smoother and more comfortable, preventing friction that could lead to pain or skin damage. The proper lubricant doesn't just make the process easier, it helps preserve the health of your skin and maintain the natural sensitivity that is so precious to the body. Why is this something to pay attention to? Because body lotion or soap isn't designed for sensitive areas. These products often contain fragrances, harsh cleaning agents, or mineral oils, which can cause dryness, redness, or a stinging sensation. Not using lubricant at all or using the wrong kind can even lead to small tears in the skin, which, over time, can reduce your ability to experience natural pleasure. Furthermore, if you use oil-based lubricants improperly, you might damage condoms during intercourse or leave stains on clothes and sheets that are difficult to remove. I once met Mr. Tran, a 54-year-old man who had been using body lotion as a lubricant for years without any issues until he started feeling itching, redness, and a decline in sensitivity. After I suggested he switch to a water-based lubricant specifically designed for this purpose, he noticed a clear difference after just a few uses. Everything became smoother and more comfortable, with no more burning or dryness. From that point on, he truly began to enjoy his private moments without worrying about any aftermath. So, what does this mean for you? A simple choice like changing the lubricant can lead to a significant improvement in your sensations and comfort. Choosing the right kind not only makes you feel better, but also allows you to take better care of your body in a more thoughtful and refined way. Water-based lubricants are a safe option for most people. They're easy to clean, gentle on the skin, and compatible with condoms. For those who want longer-lasting slickness, silicone-based lubricants can be a great choice. Smooth, durable, and requiring less product. The key is to avoid using products not intended for sensitive areas, like soap, body lotion, or regular oils. Remember, your body deserves to be treated gently and with care. A small change like switching lubricants can lead to a much more comfortable and healthier experience. Mistake 6: feeling ashamed about self-care. For many generations, masturbation has been a topic surrounded by silence, shame, and many misconceptions. Numerous men have grown up in environments where self-pleasure was considered taboo, viewed as wrong, selfish, or even harmful to health. These beliefs may stem from family upbringing, cultural influences, or religion. And what's more concerning is that despite growing older, these feelings of guilt can quietly persist in the mind, affecting how we perceive ourselves and our sex lives. However, what science and modern medicine have clearly proven is that masturbation is perfectly normal, natural, and even beneficial to both physical and mental health. The feeling of guilt is not only unnecessary, but actually more harmful than the act itself. When we feel ashamed of a natural biological need, our bodies respond with stress, anxiety, and over time, it can lead to a disconnection from ourselves and our partners. Mr. Hung, 59, is a perfect example. He grew up in a strict family where any sexual activity, even with oneself, was considered unacceptable. Although he had matured and had a stable family life, every time he masturbated, he still felt like he was doing something wrong. This internal torment caused him stress, occasional insomnia, and made him feel like he was hiding a part of himself. This not only created distance between him and his true self, but also made it hard for him to share real intimacy with his wife. After some guidance and discussions, Mr. Hung began to shift his perspective. Instead of viewing masturbation as something bad, he learned to see it as a normal part of personal health care, much like eating, exercising, or resting. Once he let go of the guilt, he felt much lighter, happier, and more naturally connected to his wife. So, what does this mean for you? First, remember that masturbation is nothing to be ashamed of. It is a natural part of human physiology, a way the body regulates emotions, reduces stress, and sometimes even improves sleep and mental well-being. If you've ever felt guilty or embarrassed about self-pleasure, it's time to change that perspective. It's not something wrong, but rather a form of self-care, done privately, sensitively, and with humanity. Letting go of shame will help you build a healthier relationship with your own body. Our bodies are lifelong companions, deserving of care and respect. There's nothing to hide or feel ashamed about. As long as you approach it correctly and appropriately, you'll find that it can bring many benefits to your physical and mental health. Perhaps over the years, you've been taught that self-pleasure is simply a habit, a natural reflex. But as we've explored today, these seemingly harmless habits, if done repeatedly and incorrectly, can dull sensation, reduce pleasure, and affect confidence in your sex life. The good news is, you can change that starting today by identifying and letting go of old habits that no longer serve you, trying new approaches, and most importantly, nurturing a healthier perspective on self-care. You will not only enhance solo experiences, but also restore sensitivity, vitality, and full emotional connection when with a partner. It's time to stop settling for dull sensations and begin valuing pleasure as an important part of life. Not just a physiological need, but a way to connect with yourself, your partner, and with a deeper joy of living. So, what's next? Now that you've recognized these common mistakes, the important thing is to decide what you'll do with this newfound understanding. If you're truly looking to rediscover your potential for pleasure in a natural, healthy, and humane way, start today. Try something new, gentle, and above all, listen to your body. And if what we've shared in this video has lightened your heart, helped you understand better, or simply made you feel understood, please don't keep it to yourself. Like, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Let's start an open and positive conversation where men everywhere can rediscover the confidence, health, and satisfaction they deserve in their personal lives.